Very good day to all my viewers. Let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Achanta Vivekanand, a senior most HIV/AIDS physician since the last 20 years. The purpose of this interaction, in my opinion, would be to most important points to sensitize the community regarding a very, very important issue which concerns their life, their quality of life, their aspects of suffering and human behavior. So therefore, I want to sensitize the community regarding the awareness for HIV testing, the need for HIV testing, the need for them to come out in the open and get themselves tested. And I want to also sensitize them on the prevention of HIV and all the different aspects which I am going to cover in a series of videos I am going to post. So before we go on, let me get an overview of the whole subject. HIV/AIDS basically, as you all know, is a behavioral problem. It's a disease of human behavior. Though it is classified as an infectious disease by the WHO because it is a virus which is causing this. But once the patient takes the whole treatment with antiretroviral drugs, this becomes a non-communicable disease like any other disease like hypertension, diabetes. So what I want to emphasize to all of you is that there is a very good treatment available for this disorder and it become an NCD. And one more thing I want to tell, it's not a contagious disease, which I am going to dwell in the later parts of my episodes. So first thing which needs to be understood by everybody, myths and misconceptions are there about HIV/AIDS in the community. There are a lot of fears in the community about even speaking about HIV/AIDS. Most of the doctors also are reluctant to still take up the case of HIV/AIDS. Still there is a lot of stigma, discrimination. So the purpose of these interactions would be to address all these issues and make the people understand that this disorder is something like any other NCD or non-communicable disease. There is a very good treatment available. The quality of life will be improved by this treatment and by good counseling methods. So this basically is the theme of the whole exercise I want to tell. Now if you want to take an overview of this subject, HIV/AIDS, now the WHO and UNAIDS this year, 2026, have enunciated that removal of stigma, discrimination for the marginalized sections of the society, getting them into the mainstream, educating them, and removal of all the barriers towards making them understand the value of increasing testing. That is the goal which the UNAIDS and the World AIDS Organization has enunciated. And in consonance with that goal, I have also created the same ambience, the same goals, which is in tune with the WHO. So the most important thing here is that still there is a lot of stigma, discrimination about the people living with HIV/AIDS in the community. So this is one very important aspect. I will dwell on it in the coming videos. And today I would also make a submission that antiretroviral drugs have revolutionized the treatment of HIV. It is like previously HIV was like a death sentence to the patient, but now after the advent of ART, people's quality of life has improved. They are doing jobs like any other patients of hypertension or diabetes. And also it has also revolutionized the treatment of patients, mothers, antenatal mothers with HIV. I worked a lot on this issue in the last 25 years, and I can proudly say that with the advent of ART, we have got a new generation of infants who are free from HIV. So this is the change qualitatively we can get into the lives of people. But to make people understand the value of all this, the value of sensitization, educating them, knowing the importance of coming out boldly into the society and getting yourself tested for HIV, getting the test interpreted with a good HIV physician and taking access to the ART treatment. This will improve your quality of life and also add to the overall reduced burden of HIV in the community. Recently, we have seen that there is a surge of HIV cases amongst a particular section of the community, and that is the reason this has come into prominence again. So I thought I should re-emphasize the values of improved educating the patient, sensitizing, removing the stigma, discrimination, testing, and access to ART services. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. I'll see you back in the next video and tell about the behavior of the HIV virus.